Hey there, listeners. Welcome back to another episode of Shawn Thinking Out Loud. I'm your host, Shawn Armstrong, broadcasting from my secret hideout in beautiful landscapes of Brazil. Today, we're diving into some hot-button political issues with a focus on a name that's making waves. Zoran Mamdani, the recent winner of the Democrat primary for New York City mayor. But before we get into that, let's take a moment to reflect. Socialism is often hailed as a solution to many of society's problems. But is it really the golden ticket it claims to be? Let's explore that today. So, who is Zoran Mamdani? He's a young, dynamic figure in the Democratic Party pushing for policies that lean heavily towards socialism. Now, living in Brazil, I've had my share of experiences with socialist policies. From government-run healthcare to state-owned enterprises. I've seen both sides of the coin. I mean, if socialism is supposed to bring us lower prices, why is it that gasoline is more expensive here in Brazil, where the government owns the oil company, than it is in the United States? If socialism truly works, shouldn't we be seeing those benefits firsthand? Let's break it down. First up, healthcare. Brazil has a single-payer system that's often compared to Canada's, which Brazil admittedly has a shorter wait times. But here's the kicker. Many skilled doctors leave Brazil for countries with less socialized medicine because they want to earn what they're worth. You can't blame them. Now, Mamdani is proposing government-run markets in New York City. But here's my question. Who's going to stock those shelves? In a private market, profits fund restocking. Without profit, where does that money come from? Yes, taxes. And that leads us to a critical point about government efficiency versus private enterprise. He also talks about defunding the police and trying to keep ICE out of New York City. Now, look, I'm all for reforming the system, but are these solutions really addressing the core issues? It seems like a slippery slope towards communism. I'm still waiting for someone to give just one success under socialism. America even has a mixed economy as far as capitalism and socialism. The Veterans Administration is a good example of socialism. It's not a good example of efficiency or success. People were unaliving themselves in the parking lot. Guess who used to be in charge of that? Bernie Sanders. He used to be in charge of the committee that oversaw the Veterans Administration. I don't really think I need to say any more. Let me share an interesting statistic. Countries with heavy socialist frameworks often face economic challenges that lead to brain drain, where talented professionals leave for better opportunities elsewhere. A quote I love from Milton Friedman comes to mind. There's no such thing as a free lunch. It rings especially true when discussing government interventions. And you know what? If you're living in upstate New York and you're hoping he gets elected, you might just be wishing for a socialist regime that others can run to. But imagine this, blowing up all the bridges so they can't escape their utopia. Dark humor aside, it's something to think about. So what's the takeaway from today's discussion? Socialism may sound like a utopian ideal, but the realities of its implementation often lead to complex challenges. Higher taxes, inefficient systems, and potential loss of talent could be some consequences we need to consider. Before we wrap up today's episode, I want you to reflect on what kind of system works best for you and your community. Are we truly ready for the changes being proposed? Thanks for joining me on this episode of Shawn Thinking Out Loud. If you enjoyed today's discussion or have thoughts of your own, don't hesitate to reach out. And hey, if you're interested in digging deeper into those topics, check out my range of audiobooks and ebooks linked in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment if you found value in today's episode. Till next time, keep questioning and keep thinking out loud.